Welcome! In this video, I will describe how to address minor but en masse human rights violations in the networked society. Most people use online communication services. In the networked society, it has been observed that certain very minor violations of individual rights add up at the societal level to large societal harms. My topic is about disinformation, but this problem has emerged in multiple fields in the networked society beyond disinformation, for example with privacy, with the impacts of AI, and in fact the impact of hate speech is also similar. In the offline world, environmental pollution, smoking or traffic violations are similar. They are very minor incidents, but in the large scale they can harm the entire societal quality. In the online environment, these actions are not evaporating like smoke, but remain in the network, and we have the data to trace back the events. The causal link between one certain smoker and one certain patient who was a victim of passive smoking can never be proven because many other factors contribute to a health condition. Legal actions against tobacco companies were unsuccessful for 5 decades until 40 states united in a lawsuit to sue together. The community litigation did what individuals were unable to rely on statistical evidence to prove the societal harm. However, beyond the weakness of the causal link, other problems prevent the enforcement of rights. First, the harm at the individual level is so minor that users often don't even perceive the problem. If they perceive the problem, the minor practical effect of each case doesn't seem as important as being worth of a costly legal procedure, especially if the instances of violating actions and the number of individuals are viewed in isolation. Even if an NGO would take on the burden of collecting cases and initiating a court procedure, still the success of litigation would be doubtful. Moreover, the harmful actions are committed by a chain of many actors, for example, a network of disinformants, a branch of environmental polluters, providers of targeted advertising, and responsibility for causing societal harm disappears among the many hands, each of which contributed to the outcome. Furthermore, this responsibility often occurs with private companies who are not directly obliged to respect human rights. This opens the discussion of the horizontal effect of human rights. Moreover, the harm often occurs with the consent of the individual who is either unaware of the risk or prefers to waive to his or her rights for an exchange of immediate benefits. However, on a massive scale, these infringements reduce the degree of freedom at the societal level. So what would be the legal solution? A. Each individual could claim individual redress with reference to the typical nature of the violation, even if the harm is minor but at a mass level. The court decision would serve as a precedent and make future claims easier. Or B, on the basis of this recognition, legal policy can be created to protect societal rights, which are individual rights, which are necessary for society to function well, even against the proprietary rights of business enterprises. To conclude, I wanted to show you in this video that the networked environment allows us to take notice of more individual actions and their consequences, and aggregate them for greater justice. Thank you for your attention.